Hi, I'm Chris with Angel's Envy, and you are watching this video to learn how to make this awesome tea drink that I left in your gift basket. Now, if you've gotten this far, you were selected by me as an outstanding bartender in the industry, and I wanted to thank you. Angel's Envy wanted to thank you by just giving you something a little nice during this time where we really can't all be together per se, but we can also do some fun things at the same time. And one is learning a little bit more about whiskeys and cocktails and enjoying these together. So today we're going to be making a cocktail with Angel's Envy bourbon. In your bag you have an Angel's Envy Mini. That's enough to make 2 of these cocktails. This is a bourbon finished in port barrels. As if you have this kit, you already know because I've trained you on it, and so we won't go too crazy into that. But we will talk a little bit about what is in your bag. So you have 3 different types of honey. Now, the way let's just walk through each one of them real quick. The first one is my favorite. It's a raw wildflower honey. This is actually by a company called Catskill Provision. They source all of their honey in upstate New York, in Catskill Mountains. And the one that we're trying today is spring honey. If you look at their website, they actually have fall honey as well. I don't know about other seasons, but this is the spring honey. And these bees are collecting all the wildflowers in the area, so you're going to get that flavor coming through in the honey. It's fantastic. So I suggest everybody taste each one of these 3 honeys because the cocktail is going to include honey that we're going to incorporate in the cocktail. And you get to choose what you prefer. And again, like I said, the mini bottle has 2 cocktails worth, so you just want to pour out half for the first cocktail, and then try it with a different honey. So the second honey we have here is also a New York State honey, and it's something completely wild, like not as in wild honey, but as in taste profile. It's a salted honey, bee's knees salted honey. They actually add salt into it, so you get the saline influence in the cocktail. It's going to be really interesting with this smoky cocktail that I'm going to talk about in a second. So we have that, and then the third the third honey is actually just a really generic store-bought honey, the one in the Little Bear. I wanted to show you the difference between like really generic honey that's just kind of mass-produced to something a little funky with a salted honey, and then to a gorgeous local honey that's been thought has been put into it as far as the type of wildflowers that are going to be incorporated for the bees and everything else. And so I want you to taste those right now, and pause it, taste all those, and then we're going to make the cocktail in 2 seconds. 1, 2. All right. So we're making a hot tea cocktail, and we're going to start off by introducing some hot water. Depending on how big your mug is, probably about 4 ounces. 4 to 5 ounces. You can eyeball it. You know how to make tea. You want to leave room in for the other ingredients. Now, the next ingredient is this is freshly squeezed orange juice. We're going to use half an ounce of this. Half an ounce of freshly squeezed orange juice. Don't buy the container stuff. Get the fresh squeeze. Now we're going to choose the honey. Pick the honey, and I'm going to eyeball this, but I'm going to do a big bar spoon. And I'm using the wildflower honey, the spring one, because you guys have it labeled in your set. And since this hot water is hot, you can really just put like a good gallop in there. I'm using this bar spoon because this stuff gets really hard. And you can do that too. The hot water should be able to just dissolve that right off. I'm going to just give it a little spin because we got some very raw honey here. And we want that to dissolve in that water. And then lastly, well, I should have done this first, but we can still do this, is we're going to put the tea bag in there. We should have done this first. Do the tea bag first. Anyway, this is Lapsang Soushine tea from China. It smells like a very smoky scotch. We're gonna put this in the hot water. Pretend I did this first. Use your imagination. And we're gonna let this see for 20 seconds. You don't want to leave it in there too long or too little. So we're gonna go for 20 seconds. Now the next part is gonna be the Angel's Envy bourbon. We age it for 6 years in American oak, and then we put it into port barrels for up to 6 months. Very unique, and I love the combination between the local honey, the tea, and the fortified wine finish and the port wine, Angel's Envy. So we're gonna put 1.5 ounces, or you can eyeball about half of your mini bottle. So you want to save that, and you want to use it for the next cocktail, and you want to try it maybe a different honey. Now, in your gift bag, the Catskill Provision makes these honey chocolates that are to be paired with this cocktail, or if you decide to just drink the Angel's Envy neats, this goes really well with that. These are handcrafted up in the Catskills, and I just want to let everybody know that if you decide that you don't want to have alcohol for the day, you can make this cocktail without the Angel's Envy for a safe, non-alcoholic cocktail drink. Using the honey and the tea. But anyway, hope you enjoy. Thanks for supporting Angel's Envy as always, and I'll see you around. Cheers.